All right, people, what is going on? Back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing another comparison video. Today I'm going to be doing the Kaiko HDMI for the original Xbox, and I'm going to be using the pound cable. Now, I've been using the pound cable for some years, and it's something that I recommend, to be honest. It's not a bad cable, but the Kaiko cable, ever since I did the Dreamcast video, I was thinking, hey, why not do the one for the original Xbox? And I have that one, and here it is right here. This is the HDMI adapter for the original Xbox. Now, I've heard great things about this. This has been really good. Like I said, I've been using a pound cable for years. I bought this about a few months ago, and I bought the Dreamcast one. I was like, hey, why not use the one for do the one for the Xbox as well? People may be curious about it, and this is what I'm gonna be doing. And I'm gonna be using the same game. Be using Dead or Alive Ultimate. This time it's gonna be Dead or Alive 2. The pound cable itself. The pound cable itself is not bad. It's actually a pretty good solution if you want to, plug and play, put it on your TV screen, and it looks great. Don't get me wrong. It's one of the best pound slash hyperkin level height type cables that you can use. The image quality is actually pretty decent, and you have a couple of issues with it, like you have some contrast lines that'll be moving up the screen and may have a little bit of artifacts that'll be showing in the corner, but other than that, you're going to see that it doesn't look bad. But I've been using the Kaiko HDMI adapter, and it just looks phenomenal. It looks really good. It looks better than that in my opinion, and I've been using this to this day. I do have a couple of Xboxes, so I use one for the pound cable, the other one for this one. But when I normally stream, I'm using this. Now, I also have an OSSC. I will not be talking about the OSSC here because kind of like the same issue I had when I talked about the Dreamcast one. That's another level of a device that you have to put in to plug into the wall. Kind of like I said with the VGA to HDMI on the Dreamcast. You may not want to use that because it's just an extra level of plugging in that you have to use. This is just strictly for plug and play, and this right here, this is pretty much like my go-to. I do like the pound cable, but this is my go-to. So I'm gonna open this up real quick. Had this for a few months now, so I still kept the inbox stuff. So obviously, just like the last one, you get the quick start guide. I mean, it's nothing to it, plug and play, and it's still got the little warranty thing. And this is the Kaiko HDMI adapter. You just put the HDMI in here, plug this to the back of the Xbox, and you're good to go. And like I said, this gives out a pretty good signal. It really does. And I mean, not for spoilers or whatever, but I mean, because both of them do really good, but this is my preferred. But I'm going to do a comparison to let you guys know, starting with the pound cable, then we're going to jump over to the Kaiko HDMI. So hopefully you guys enjoy. All right, guys, here goes the Dead or Alive 2 with the pound cable. And I was going to start off with booting the Xbox up, but the problem with that is, it goes through a warning warning thing, and it takes forever. It's unskippable, and then it takes a while to load. But I finally got it up and running, and here we go right here. We got the game up and running, and the game looks really good with the pound cable. Original Xbox looks great, and Dead or Alive is always known for their content. I'll just leave it at that. But if you can see it on the screen, you'll probably see it in other areas where you can see the lines are kind of in the way. They're like little lines that scroll up, but it does. The pound cable gives a really good image. Like I said, it's one of the HDMI solutions I still use, even though I have like two different original Xboxes. So I don't have to necessarily get the Kaiko, but I wanted to get it because I feel that this was a really good solution, and so far, if you like the pound cable, it's not a bad choice. If you can see, like I said, you may have a little bit of artifacts in the lower corner, which you don't see on here. Also, if you're in light spaces, you could probably see where the lines are in the way. Like they're like some type of weird lines that just continue to scroll up. That's kind of like a contrast or whatever. It just looks really weird, but overall, this looks really good. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but let's get out of here and see if you can see a little bit better. This is a perfect place where you could probably see it at. Now, if you look at the right now, if you look at the snow, you will see those lines that I'm talking about that are actually scrolling up. And it's kind of annoying if you're actually watching it on actual screen, but this is what you got. But I think that this looks great. I think it looks really good. But I'm going to jump into the Kaiko cable, and I'm going to let you guys get a quick comparison of what they look like, and we'll just go from there. All right, so here's the comparison. Now we're going to be using the Kaiko cable this time, and the Kaiko cable, to me, it looks much better, much more cleaner. I really like the way this looks, as far as, not too many artifacts or any, of the contrast lines are in the way. This looks really, really smooth. I love the way this looks. I'm here for this. This is what I pretty much use now. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I still use the pound cable for my other Xbox, but when I go streaming, when I decide to stream, this is my go-to. And the color's a little bit more brighter, and it doesn't look as blurry as the other one. That's one thing I noticed when I started using this one. This one looks a little more, the Kaiko cable looks a little bit more cleaner. Like I said, you don't have those contrast lines, and when we get to the snow, maybe I'll show it. You probably see it better. It'll probably show a little bit better, but overall, I highly recommend this one over the pound cable. And the pound cable looks good. It looks really good, but I think this looks better. It looks phenomenal, to be honest with you. I'm a huge fan of this. I got it a few months ago, even though I do have the other cable. And like I said, I use it for my other Xbox, but when I go streaming, definitely this is the way to go. I mean, just look at it. It just looks much more cleaner than what the other cable has. The pound cable does kind of get a bad rap for what it does. It's a good alternative, but if you have to choose the two, I definitely would choose this one over the other one. Like I said, and another thing about it, they did do a little update with the old pound cable where you can use your own HDMI cable. The one I have, you can't use, so that could change the quality. But for the most part, I feel that you're going to get pretty much the same thing out of the two. So like I said, I'm looking at this. This looks really, really good. Now, right here, you see where you can't really see the snow on this one, so you can't really see the lines or whatever. But if you can go into any area that has those artifacts, well, I ain't say the artifact, but it has a light area, you can pretty much see it. I'm going to try to do this real quick before we go. I'm going to try to go to the snow stage and see if you can see it. Kazumi, once again, we're going to use her. We're going to fight against Ayane. I'm not going to really, use anybody. I mean, like fight them or whatever. But we're going to go to the White Storm, which is the snow area. And automatically you can see, you don't see those lines. Like those lines that go up. They're not there. So, therefore, it does not give you that issue with the screen, and it can get annoying after you see it for a while, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. But with this, I'm really loving the way this looks. I do have an M cable, which the M cable does get rid of the jaggies. That's another video for another day. I'm not necessarily going to use that here because it's just comparison of the cables, but the M cable will definitely smooth over those edges. I also have an OSSC, but that's another plug and play situation where you have to add another plug to it. Same thing with the M cable. You have to add another plug to it. So if you're not really trying to spend another $100 to $150, I'm not going to add that to this. But this here is just for people who are just wanting to plug and play and wants to use the cables for what they are. And like I said, both are fine. I think this is a better solution. You don't see the lines like the other one do. The other one has. I may do a screenshot comparison so you can see the difference between the two, and we'll just go from there. If you want to see any other cables that I have, that'll be great. I do have the like I said, I have the N64 one that goes to the GameCube and the Super Nintendo. I also have one that goes to the actual GameCube itself only. I have the PS2 one as well. So if you want to see those, that'd be great. Let me know. Those just using a plug and play solution. So let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna try to do a screenshot comparison, and I will see you guys on the next one. You guys take it easy. You guys take care. Peace. All right, people, I got the screenshot comparisons up. You can see the pound cable and the Kaiko cable. The pounds on the left, Kaiko's on the right. And you can see the lines going straight through that boulder that's sticking straight up, or the, the one that's going in the middle between the two fighters. And also, just look at the colors on Kazumi on the left. The blue and white on her just looks much more vibrant on the Kaiko cable. Like I said, the pound cable is not bad, but you're going to have those little contrast artifacts that be scrolling up the screen. You can see them if you look close enough, and if you're playing the game, you cannot unsee them. They're just there, and it can get an eyesore at times. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind. I think at the end of the day, you can't go wrong with either one, but I do recommend the Kaiko cable. Now, one more thing I would say, look at the aspect ratio. The Kaiko does more of a defined 16:9, where the pound cable tries to go in the middle between 4:3 and 16:9, showing more on the screen where it's more of like a letterbox instead of the true 16:9 that the Kaiko shows. So there's another thing you want to keep in mind when you're trying to play these games. I recommend the Kaiko cable over the pound cable, but if you do get the pound cable, image wise, you're not going to get that bad of a look. I do think that the Kaiko cable does look better, and I also feel that if you do get component cables, the component cable will give you a better look from the pound cable. But what TV has component cables nowadays, got component inputs nowadays? You can't find many. So like I said, I think you cannot go wrong with the Kaiko cable or the pound cable, but the Casio cable, I cannot say that. Please forgive me, I cannot say it right. But the Casio cable is the better cable in my opinion. I just think that's what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of this video. I hope you enjoyed the entire video, and I will see you guys on the next one. You guys take it easy. Peace.